What is going on, YouTube? It's Bad Bobby Gamer here, and today I decided to do an episode, or like a video, of RPG games that I enjoy. In today's episode, we are taking a look at 5 RPGs, starting on the first one will be on the PS1, the other 4 will be on the Xbox 360. The first game here is the Greatest Hits edition of The Legend of Dragoon. This game was fantastic for the time. Came out in the year 2000. It was 5 years in development when it came out, and it was a massive game spanning 4 game discs, and the game had incredible music, an incredible battle system where they added this thing that the game called additions, if my memory serves me correct. Additions to it pretty much added another, like an extra layer onto the game's battle system, to where you like, for an example, you would start your attack, and then when you would see, it would say press circle, press square, press X, press triangle, and if you got those right at the right time, another one would appear, and this allowed you to combo together a combo and deal massive amounts of damage if done correct. And and you could actually level up your additions, so that added some major replay. Not really replayability, because after you beat the game, that didn't really add anything. The Stardust in the game is what really gave it its replay value, to where if you collect all these things called Stardust, which I think there was 100 of them, they were fucking amazingly hidden. You literally had to go to like every nook and cranny and press the X button, which was the action button to actually find the Stardust. And if you found all 100, if I remember correctly, I think you got a different ending, if I remember correctly. You got something that made it all worth it. So, The Legend of Dragoon is still, in my opinion, to this day, a game that you should all pick up and play. So The Legend of Dragoon is my first game on the list of RPGs that I enjoy. This next game on my list got a lot of hate when it came out. And I think a lot of the people I've talked to, that I've actually have talked to them, showed them gameplay, and got them interested in the game, a lot of people that I've talked to and seen in general, they don't like the game based off the simple fact they think it's based off of the anime, which the anime isn't all that great, or they think it's based off of the Nintendo games. And the Nintendo games really weren't that great on the handheld, on the Nintendo DS. And when it came out, just people really didn't know this game. So when they came out, they passed it up. Then they started seeing people ripping on it because they thought it was based off the anime, which in actuality, if I remember correctly, the anime was based off the game, if I remember correctly. But anyways, without further ado, the game is Blue Dragon. This game was such a hated game and not wanted, that I was able to get it mint condition, used at GameStop, complete. The game has 3 game DVDs, complete mint condition, with the original promo stuff still left in there. I paid $6 for it all, mint condition, and it was complete. And the game, which I did beat the game, and I started playing through it again when my PC was down. I got to disc 2. The music, the battle system, the art style. Fans of Dragon Ball would definitely gravitate towards the art style of this game, because the art style is done by the same person behind the Dragon Ball, animes. For the art, the music, if I remember correctly, was done by the same person that worked on a lot of the Final Fantasy music. This game was such a great game. It was so good, in fact, that I bought the soundtrack for it digitally a while ago, and I don't regret buying the soundtrack because the music is that well done. The game, they had an overworld, and that felt massive, and you could literally flip over every single rock to find gold and items and etc. The battle system, like I said, was fun. The whole game was just fun, and the story was very intriguing. So the other game on the list of RPGs I enjoy, Blue Dragon. this next game on the list is loved by many, and it's, I would say, easily tied for my favorite in this series. And without further ado, that game is Tales of Vesperia. Such a great game right here. The art style was fantastic. It was cel shaded. It looked like you were playing a very well done anime. The music was incredible. The characters felt alive. They had great communication, and you even had communication in the overworld. When you, like, this little thing will pop up saying hit your back button. You hit the back button on your Xbox 360 controller, and conversations would, pick up. Some of it will make you laugh because some of it is just so fucking weird and doesn't make sense of what is actually going on. Like, for an example, there was this once where, like, one of the female characters was afraid of a dog, which the dog is part of the game. It's the main character's dog, and she's afraid of him, and the dog had something done to him. He was almost like human-like, and the female character was like, she finally gets over the dog, and the dog scares the fuck out of her, and she pretty much pisses her pants. So it's weird shit like that, which doesn't have anything to do with what's going on, because if I remember correctly, that happened when you were chasing down a thief. Then that happened, so it definitely throws weird fucking moments like that at you, which will just make you be like, what the fuck is going on? So yes, and the battle system is very fun. It's an action RPG battle system. The story was incredible in this game. The other game that is tied for my favorite in this series is easily Tales of Symphonia. Symphonia. I don't know if it's pronounced like Symphonia or Symphonia, but that's the other game that this is tied for my favorite in the series. So yes, an amazing game, and I think the disc looks really nice too. So yeah, definitely another game you should pick up. I'll save that one for last. This game, you guys have seen it, but I'm going to talk about it. The music, the whole game is like formed around its music, and that is Internal Sonata. I mean, if you look really closely, even the title has music behind it, music notes. Can't really see that. Okay, yeah, a little bit. It's easier to see on the naked eye than through a webcam, but this whole game is based around music. This game is so hard to explain. I have every single achievement unlocked for it. 1,000 gamer score out of 1,000 gamer score. I put like 180 hours into the game to get every single achievement. I beat the game once. I had all my characters maxed level. I had found every single collectible. I had done every single optional dungeon. I did all the little side things you can do, like selling bread to someone. So I did everything you could in the game, and it was such a great experience. And again, this is another cel-shaded game. It's another unique experience, and another game that you guys should definitely check out. And again, this whole game is based around the music, so expect to hear a lot of piano music scores and gameplay elements that have to do with music. That's all what I can say without giving away too much and not making myself look like a fool trying to explain the game. But yeah, so this is the other game that is on this list, Internal Sonata. Now, the last game I have here today to talk about is a game that is so underrated. Like, if you think Blue Dragon is underrated, this is even more underrated. It's made by From Software. Because of me saying that, well, a lot of you might know what I'm talking about. But From Software, and it was published by Ubisoft. It was released in 2006. It was a strategy RPG, and it was the first next gen at the time. First next gen RPG released. And I was able to find it in 2009. Or 2008 for $5 used at GameStop. like, a lot of these games have held their value. I mean, Blue Dragon, obviously not. But same story with this. But this one was also on the PS3. And the PS3 version was $6. Only $1 more. And the PS3 version came out like a year later. So 2007. But, you know, this game is so underrated. And that game is Enchanted Arms. This game has some of the best characters in RPG I've seen in a very long time. The characters feel so alive, and the characters alone just make the world feel more alive. And like, it's definitely weird. You have this one gay character that is fucking crazy as hell. And the battle system is your traditional tile-based strategy RPG. But then this game introduced something that was very unique. Very unique. You went around collecting monsters in the single player. Well, they call them golems. You collected these golems, and you get to level up your golems. And then this game was almost like Pokemon in a certain way. You could take the golems that you've collected and leveled up and made stronger and put like fire damage and like water damage, and like, you know, you built up these golem characters, and then you could take them online and battle other people online and their golems that they've, you know, through the single player built up and leveled up, etc. And if I remember correctly, I'm just going off memory because the servers have been pretty much down forever. If I remember correctly, I think that you could actually play for like pink slips. What I mean by that is, I think, if I remember correctly, I think that you could actually do golem versus golem, and the winner keeps everyone's golems. So let's say, you know, you win, you get the other guy's golem. So now you have a new golem on your side, and the other guy's out of a golem, even for their single player. Such a unique game, and a unique thing for an RPG to do on a console at the time. Still, I've not seen any RPGs take the single player with like a monster collectability type thing, and then allow you to battle people online with those said monsters. So another game that I highly recommend to everyone. Guys, I would like to thank you all for watching. You know, just do this. Here's the games that I have showed. Here's the games I have showed. You know, The Legend of Dragoon, Enchanted Arms, Eternal Sonata, Tales of Vesperia, and Blue Dragon. Guys, this was RPGs I Recommend, Episode 1. I would like to thank you all for watching, and if you guys can't tell, RPGs are my favorite type of game to play. But guys, I would like to thank you all for watching. I will catch you all in my future videos. Bad Bobby Gamer is out. Peace.